Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I'm Not Repeating Myself podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and I hope you heard what I said the first time because I'm not repeating myself. Glad everybody could be with me on this good Monday. Please make sure you subscribe to me on SoundCloud, Apple, Spotify, and on YouTube. I'm on Instagram at I'm Not Repeating Myself Pod, and I'm also on TikTok at I'm Not Repeating Myself Pod. Hope everybody had a good weekend, man. 50 Cent decided to rap, y'all. 50 Cent finally decided to rap. And that shit was ass. That shit was ass, man. That shit was ass. Let's go ahead. Let's get into it. So, actually, 50 dropped a couple of new tracks. So we're gonna get it to the main one, the one that's been stirring up all this controversy over the last couple of weeks. So, 50 Cent dropped a new verse on Max B's new record called No More Tricks, and it wasn't it. It wasn't it. Threw a couple of shots at T.I. and Tiny and Domani on there, but honestly, man, I honestly can blame myself for wanting this nigga to rap. I actually gotta blame myself. Man. Like if you was gonna come like that, especially throwing the shot, like come on, man, stop it. But like I said before, 50 hasn't technically left rap. He dropped the verse for some artist. I can't remember the artist's name, and then he dropped the verse for Nas on this Magic 2.0 album, and it was lackluster, but this shit here was ass, man. This shit here was ass. It was like, you know what, man? I ain't got no more words for this whole shit. It's a clean sweep, like I said last week. It's over and done with. Of course, King's still going at it. Domani dropped another diss track called Pussy, killing this nigga again, smoking this nigga. Like it's throwing the towel time for 50, man, in terms of that rap shit, man. Like of course I wanted to see the back and forth, but initially the back and forth was supposed to be a versus. Initially it's supposed to be a versus, but then when niggas started dropping diss tracks, I'm like, well, shit, go ahead, 50, get in the booth. Nah. If this is what I'm gonna get for 50, he keep that shit. It's over. It's done with. The nigga got smoked. He's continuously getting smoked. Like I said, King still, he's not letting up. Domani, he's still going at. It's interesting too because Cyhi sat on the Breakfast Club and he spoke about how he didn't really like how King, and more so King was speaking ill on the dead, which is of course I agree with those sentiments, especially as a father, but still both of these gentlemen are grown ass men. We cannot leave that out. Both these men are grown ass men. They was going to defend their mama regardless. And then Domani, I think he got on the Breakfast Club after, he was like, yeah, me and him, we spoke about this. Is before the new disc had dropped, by the way. He got on and he's like, yeah, we had a conversation, but he felt like it was something he needed to do, something he felt like he needed to address. And I'm not mad at it because Miss Jackson is still the best disc to come out this whole shit. It's still the best disc to come out this whole shit. That new one was fire too, though. I can't front. That new one was fire. That Pussy record, that shit was crazy. Like it's just. It's ugly. It's ugly for that nigga, man. It's ugly. And then when I heard his No More Tricks verse, I'm like, oh, now all of a sudden you want to rap. And then when you rap, you come like this. Stick to the TV shows then, man. Like I said, I initially just wanted the verses, and then when niggas started this, I'm like, well, shit, nigga, these niggas you want to rap, go ahead and rap. Lackluster, pathetic, trash, all the words. It wasn't worth. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. But on a positive side, 50 dropped a new record for his Power Orgins theme song featuring Leon Thomas. Now that shit is fire. That shit is fire. You can always depend on 50 to give you a dope theme song for a TV show. That I will say. I cannot take that away from 50. If you're talking about dropping a theme song for a show, 50 is gonna deliver. Big Rich Town, Razor Canaan. Now this one with Power Orgins, fire. And again, salute to Leon Thomas, man, continuing to kill shit. Man. Like this nigga don't miss. That was a perfect person to call. So when it comes for the ear, when it comes to doing a theme song, salute to 50 Cent on that. Salute to 50 Cent on that. Absolutely. That track is fire. Like Leon showed his ass off on that one. But as far as that No More Tricks verse, I ain't got nothing for you, man. I ain't got nothing for you. Like I said last week, it's a clean sweep. It's continuously a clean sweep. If them niggas still want to continue to go ahead and drop diss records on his head, I'ma listen to him. I'ma definitely listen to him because, like I said before, he don't got no end. He don't know when to stop. So now when you come across somebody who not stopping, it's like, hey, now everyone will say he get. Well, technically he is getting jumped, but I mean it's 50 Cent. If it was somebody else, I'd been like, all right, bro, like let up. Let up, leave the man alone. But 50 is like, no, because he don't know when to stop. He want to keep going. You know, what's so funny is because he said, this is why this whole shit is hilarious. So he just had to post last week when he posted a picture of time. Oh, I'm busy. Now you hop on Max B record with that bullshit ass verse, giving us that. You might as well just kept quiet, bro. You might as well just had kept quiet. Honestly, like that shit was two pack. But salute to T.I. and the Harris family, man. Salute to them. And they set in the shirt, hey, just don't fuck with them, man. Just don't fuck with them. And it's pretty easy not to fuck with them because, again, the foundation of this whole shit was a versus. Niggas just wanted the verses, man. Niggas just wanted the verses. That's all niggas wanted. Man. And speaking of, back on Leon Thomas real quick, because, you know, I given him his files before, but this also sparked a new kind of conversation that I saw on social media between Leon Thomas and Ty Dolla $ign. Like, there was a time where Ty Dolla $ign was pretty much, you know, killing the features. If he got on the record, you would want to listen to it. Now, just as far as the comparison between Leon Thomas and Ty Dolla $ign, I think it's night and day. I think it's Leon Thomas done lap Ty Dolla $ign in many ways. Like this, whatever Ty Dolla $ign best album is, a lot of people would say Free TC. Yeah, it's not holding the candle to Mutt. It's not. Like it vocally, sound wise, all that. Like Leon Thomas checks off all the boxes in terms of the comparison between him and Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign is dope, but when we're comparing the talent and the work, more quality on this side when it comes to Leon Thomas. So, you know, there was a time where Ty Dolla, he was doing this thing on the features. He was, but today in 2026, if you asking me Ty Dolla or Leon, I'm gonna go with Leon on that one. I definitely peeped that. That was definitely an interesting conversation that I saw. That was very interesting. So, moving on. I want to speak about this because this was interesting. I remember when this deal first went down, I spoke about it. This is probably like around November. I think it was November, December. It was December, actually. It was December. I spoke about Netflix and iHeartMedia coming to this new deal in terms of bringing the Breakfast Club and all these different podcasts onto their platform. And Just Hilarious has some comments that I definitely want to speak about. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play this clip because I found it very, very, very interesting. Let me go ahead. Here we go.
Breakfast Club been on Netflix. Man, our engagement, our people be all the fans that we built up over time, well, that they built up, I just got here, that they built up over time on YouTube, oh my God, they feel neglected because Netflix was like, nope, we want all of it. Y'all can't have no other social media presence, none. So now we gotta find other content to do that can go on our other platforms. But it's okay because Just Hilarious got that in a bag, shorty. So make sure y'all tune into Justice Thoughts. I started doing a segment where.
So that's Just Hilarious comments as regards to the Breakfast Club and it moving to Netflix. She also posted. Well, this post also posted her on her platform where she was talking about, and then people in the chat basically asking when they come back to YouTube and this all this other shit, right? So let me say this. I saluted the deal because I'm not a hater for one. I'm all about people wanting to get their money, do whatever it is that they do, especially in the field that they love. So when this deal initially went down, I definitely saluted Charlamagne, gave him his props. But I had definitely had some reservations. Especially when you're talking about when you're in the content media world, engagement definitely is a big piece of the pie. Now, Netflix is not a platform like YouTube. We're going to just go ahead and address that off rip. YouTube has 2.6 billion users. Netflix has around 250, 300 million subscribers. You get what I'm saying? So off rip, the weight is different. We go ahead and put them on a scale. When it in terms of the users and the subscribers and all that, it's not the same. Netflix don't have no chat neither. Most of the time, what most people do on any platform, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, the first thing people do is when they go to a video, they go to the comments. They go to the comments, see what the engagement looking like, engage in conversation. And for Breakfast Club to be on YouTube for all these years in terms of they interviews and what they drop on there. Now, of course, the actual radio show, they don't have the full thing up on YouTube, but most of their interviews go on to YouTube. And they've been doing that for at least 10 plus years. That's what really gets a conversation going in terms of the Breakfast Club. We don't got to play around. That's just what it is. So when you take that and you move it to Netflix, yes, you're alienating your audience. You're alienating your your audience, excuse me. Now, again, if people wanted to do it because of the money and all that other stuff, that's fine. But what are you sacrificing in the meantime? If you're feeling disconnected from your fan base, it's because Netflix is not a platform you go on there to watch YouTube, to watch no shorts and none of that stuff where you could comment and stuff like that. No, you going on there, you watching what you watch, and then that's it. But I always found it interesting that how would that transition from from YouTube to Netflix work for podcasting? Because podcasting, a major part of it is engaging with your fan base. And I gave it about a three-year max. 3-year max before they'd be like, you know what? We did it. It was cool, but YouTube is home. And that goes for all the podcasts. Rory and Maul is on there, Joe and Jada, all that. Now, in terms of what Netflix allows them to post due to their contract situation on socials, that's also alarming too, because how many clips can you post? How long of a segment can you post on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever the case may be. Yeah, that matters. Now I don't know what their viewership is like, because of course you can't see the viewership on Netflix. I mean, they're basically, I feel like they're gonna suppress that information. Netflix don't provide no viewer numbers like you can see on YouTube. But I'm pretty sure if you're feeling disengaged from your audience, the views are not gonna be the same. Now, Charlemagne, he had a response on his Brilliant Idiots podcast. He said, everything is good over here. Da da da. He's supposed to say that, so I'm not surprised at his response. He can't shit on, of course, he can't shit on Netflix or have any type of, viewpoint like, yeah, man, we should. He's supposed to do that. You have a contract in place. That we don't got to play around with shit like that. But in terms of the engagement, I'm pretty sure if you're feeling some type of way about the engagement on that platform, the viewership is somewhat down. It don't got to be a tremendous loss, but there's definitely a loss there. There's definitely a loss there. You don't move from YouTube, especially podcasts. And let me speak more so because iHeart has more podcasts under their umbrella than radio shows. Like, of course, Breakfast Club is the main one, but they have a lot of podcasts under their network. So when you take that off and you move there, yeah, like Rory and Maul even said that, some of their Patreon episodes will not be on Patreon. You're gonna have to get on Netflix's. I even noticed on Twitter, like every time they post a clip, hey, watch on Netflix. They don't even say shit about Patreon really no more. So for people to act like as if, this can be an experiment, positive and negatively. Like, yeah, okay, well, however long the duration of the contract is, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be. Yeah, you're gonna have to weigh on the scale, because I remember a lot of people saying that YouTube should be scared. No. Yeah, Netflix is, I said this before, Netflix is trying to become, the new dog on the block. They're trying to become basically the Amazon of media, but I just don't see it. I don't see. YouTube will always remain king because, for one, they've been here longer. Netflix has been here longer, but they didn't really get into streaming until about, what, 08, 09 maybe? 10, 11-ish, somewhere in between there. YouTube has remained king. They're free. And, I mean, the user acquisition is there. It's there. That's what makes you, you blow up off of YouTube. We seen it. You grow your fan base off YouTube. Anybody who's grown a media platform 9 times out of 10 was either through TikTok or YouTube. But YouTube, again, started in 05. like a lot of people get their startup. Academics got his startup through YouTube. I don't ever see a situation where he's completely alienating his audience by going from YouTube to another platform. Now you have other situations like Rogan where he signed a Spotify deal. You know, he would just post clips on YouTube. So, but that's Rogan. He's a different beast. But when you're somebody, you know, in black media and you know YouTube is your solid foundation, I don't see myself separating myself from that. I couldn't see myself doing that. I could not see myself doing that because the audience matters. And the fact of the matter is, people are not leaving a free platform to go pay to watch it on Netflix. Some of them might, but the majority of your fan base, dedicated fans, they're not, especially when they can't comment, especially when they cannot comment. So I I do think I had questions about this move. I don't think it was a good move. I do not think it was a good move. I think it's something they're gonna reflect on and be like, yeah, going forward, we're gonna have to have some stipulations in terms of if we're gonna continue to do business with Netflix or any other streaming platform, how can we keep this video on YouTube? Example, when Joe signed with Spotify in 2018, Joe was still dropping on YouTube. It was just 2 days after. That's the agreement that they had. The audio would drop the same day, but the YouTube would not upload until 2 days after, you know, the audio, which is cool. I'm cool with that. But to completely take the whole content off, even if you're just chopping it up, to completely take the whole content off and just have it on Netflix, like if Joe would have signed that deal and then the whole episode would just be chopped up, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know about that one. But they had it in place to where when it was on Spotify, the YouTube would upload 2 days after. Like you just can't. Your audience has to come first. I'm not saying people can't get money. They don't deserve to get money, but that shit matters. That shit matters. And yeah, like depending on, you can have a audience that's been there, some who've been there since the beginning. You can have some who came 2 years after, 3 years after. But if you move to another platform, they can forget about you. Don't get it fucked up. Don't think you got it so good to where you probably won't lose your core fan base. That shit matters, especially in the time that we're living in. People are not trying to pay to watch content. Now, if you're a loyal subscriber, yeah, of course, like yeah, that's how you. If you're getting paid off of it, you get what I'm saying. I'm not mad at that at all. Like there's a lot of people getting paid from podcasts and they have paid subscribers. But mostly everybody, exclusive content is really on Patreon because that's where everybody goes after Patreon. Patreon is more so for your hub for exclusive content. Now, if you want to go ahead and put your whole content on Patreon and you got that many loyal subscribers and you started off like that, I salute that. There's nothing wrong with that neither. But in terms of, I just couldn't see myself doing that. I just couldn't do it. Especially when you're solid foundation. If you're just starting off and you're doing that, that's understandable. But when you've been on a platform for 10 plus years, yeah, that's concerning. That's concerning. So I'm definitely interested to see how this plays out. I'm definitely interested to see how this plays out because if Netflix is dictating what they post on socials, that's also like, all right, bro. Like, and allegedly the deal was around 200 something million. Yeah, it was somewhere. Yeah, it was somewhere around like 200 something million. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean the consensus from what I'm seeing as regards to the comments, a lot of people not feeling that move. A lot of people aren't feeling that move, and I raise an eyebrow too. It's like Netflix and YouTube is not the same thing. Like you go on Netflix to watch movies and shit like that, not to watch a podcast that is thriving off the comments, the engagement and shit like that. Thriving, like all that shit matters. All that shit matters. I just think long term YouTube is gonna continue to be the king, and Netflix is gonna have to play low dog. Like I think it's another situation where Spotify, when it was signing all these podcasts 2018, 19, 20, and a lot of them didn't retain. A lot of them didn't retain. A lot of them was just trying to sign celebrities and put them in front of the mic and think that was going to generate revenue. No, it don't work like that. I think Netflix gonna have to reevaluate some things to where I don't know if they put out a separate app to where it's just for podcasts only, to where it's kind of like a YouTube where you could go in there and comment. But if it's just gonna be on there, then nah, I just don't understand. And they know that because a couple of them done spoke out about that. Damaris from Royal Mall, she was kind of giving some pushback in terms of what they was going, like, y'all know what's going on, man. Stop playing. You can't even compare it to what other people did with their platforms and with their deals because again, the video still remained on YouTube. The video still remained on YouTube. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll be interested. I'll definitely be interested to see how that plays out for sure. So Cyhi the Prince has continued to put out records. This nigga not missing. This nigga is not missing, man. This nigga dropped a new record. Where we at with it? Here we go. This nigga's going crazy, man. Where we at? I literally just had that shit. Here we go. Cyhi the Prince dropped a new record called The Good Days. Now, this record is genius because this nigga did this record in like interview format. So basically, it's like somebody in the background asking the questions about what happened here, what happened here. Basically, his whole come up, asking him about him and Pusha T, him and Kanye West, him personally, what was going on, his come up. It was a genius record. And, he's continuously to push this run of dope records he's been coming out with lately. And you know what I always say? This go for anybody. If you going to build up like this, the album got to be fire. So, Cyhi the Prince, if you listening, hopefully you listening. I'm feeling these records you dropping, but this album got to be fire. This album got to be fire. This nigga Cyhi got some bars, man. You done had There's No More Competition. You got the G.O.O.D, this. I don't know if that's going to be on the album. Then you got the Good Old Days. Hey, salute to Cyhi, man. Salute to Cyhi, man. This nigga been killing shit, man. This nigga has been killing shit. That's just a nigga who love to rap, but the album has to be fire. Especially since you haven't dropped the album since, what was that? That was No Dope on Sundays was 2017. Let me see. Let me check this real quick. Yeah, that was 2017. That was 2017. That's crazy. That'd be almost 10 years. That'll be almost 10 years since he dropped an album, man. That's crazy. So yeah, with all this anticipation that he's building up, the album gotta be fire. The album gotta be fire. Yeah, No Dope on Sundays 2017. The album gotta be fire, bro. But salute to him, man. He's killing shit, getting busy. But I really love the direction that he went in on that record with The Good Old Days. So him to do an interview format, rapping, that's fire. Basically talking about his whole career path leading up to now and talking about basically what happened and his whole situation. He really highlighted him and Kanye West's relationship in that record as well. He definitely, because I know they've had some up and downs, but he went back to just always saying that, hey, that's his homie at the end of the day. He spoke about him and Pusha T, and I'm definitely ready to hear this album. Man. So salute to Cyhi. I hope he continues to put out some dope records. And hopefully that album comes soon, man. Don't do no bullshit. Put these records out. Then you hit us with a tweet about, oh, the album is delayed. Nah. I don't want to hear that. Don't give me these fire records, Cyhi, and then you delaying this album. I don't want to hear that shit. Give us the fucking album, nigga. And I hope this shit fire, because don't build me up like this. Don't build me up like this like other artists have. Don't do that. So next up, I wanted to talk about this because I feel like this has always been a conversation in hip hop, and people always asking this question. And I want to: does Jadakiss have a classic album? Now, in my opinion, because Jadakiss has always touted himself as top 5 dead or alive, I wouldn't argue. He's supposed to feel like, wait, a lot of people would say that Jadakiss never had a whack verse. I'm not here to argue that neither. But in terms of a classic album, does Jadakiss have a classic album? I can't honestly say that he does. I can't say. I can say that he has some dope. He has some dope records. Dope records for sure. He has some dope albums for sure. But classic is thrown around way too loosely. And let me see. Yo, Apple, you tripping. Y'all don't even got this nigga discography on here, man. Let me see. I think I got it right here. These niggas tripping. How do you not have Jadakiss discography on here, man? Come on, man. Y'all bugging. But I got it on here regardless. So, Jadakiss does have some dope records for sure. Again, a lot of people say, does he have a whack verse? I wouldn't argue it. I wouldn't argue it. But in terms of classic albums, no, I just think he got some great albums. You got Kiss of Death. That probably be his closest to a classic, but it's not a classic. You got Why You So Mad, Fire, Shine, Bring You Down, Why, of course, with Anthony Hamilton, Real Hip Hop with Sheik Luch, Getting It In with Kanye West on that. Then you got Kiss the Game Goodbye that came out 01. Of course, you got Jada's Got a Gun that was fire. Show Discipline, fire. On My Way, We Gonna Make It, of course. Of course we gonna make it. You gotta have that. One of the best, if not the best record on there. Knock Yourself Out, fire. What else we got? What is it? You got Kiss of Death, Kiss the Game Goodbye. You had another album that he dropped in 09. I can't remember the name of that one. But when you're looking at his discography, I can't honestly say that Jadakiss got a classic. It's just hard to say that, because when I hear classic, it's without a doubt. If you gotta question it, it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me go from beginning to end in terms of his discography, man. So you got Kiss the Game Goodbye, his debut album, came out 01. Kiss of Death 04. The Last Kiss, that's what it was. Last Kiss came out 09. Top 5 Dead or Alive 2015. And Ignite Us in 2020. So out of those 5, the closest one that he has to a classic is probably Kiss the Game Goodbye, his first album. Kiss of Death, great album. The Last Kiss, okay album. Top 5 Dead or Alive, okay album. Ignite Us, I haven't revisited that album since the first time I listened to it. I'm gonna be honest. I have not revisited that album. But Kiss the Game Goodbye and Kiss of Death will probably be the closest that Kiss has to a classic. But they're great albums, not classics. They're great albums, not classics. The Lox, their first album is a classic, but that's a group album. But individually, I cannot say that Jadakiss has a classic album. That's okay. When you come into the rap game and you're able to have, if your reputation is you never dropped a dope verse and you got some great albums, I'm not mad at that career. Especially when I've been relevant for at least 15, 20 years. We all know what he's done in the versus stage. He was able to get on a versus individually and as a group and win both of those matches. So it's not really a shot at Jadakiss not to have a classic. He's still one of the best rappers of all time to come through the game. One of the best lyricists. A lot of people have him top 5. Again, he self-proclaimed top 5 dead or alive. So I'm not arguing it, but I don't have a classic under his jacket. I just don't. But a lot of people can't say they came into the game and had the impact that Jadakiss had. Again, when they came in, he touched down with the Lox. You know, you got All About the Benjamins. You got Money, Power, Respect. I mean, they kicked down the door in 1998. And, you know, it was everybody, at least in that group, has moments in rap that you cannot take away from them. Everybody in the Lox has moments, single, album, feature, whatever the case may be. I mean, the Lox on Reservoir Dogs, Money, Power, Respect, 24 Hours to Live. Like, they all have moments, especially Jadakiss. So it's not I think when it comes to classic albums, I mean, he's the only one really. He's probably one of the ones that is an elite rapper without a classic. I think he might be the only one, and it's okay. There's not too many other rappers that I can look at don't have a classic, because if I'm looking at them, I'm saying, yeah, he's just a good rapper. Nah, Jadakiss is an elite rapper. An elite rapper without a classic. So he might be in that class, in a class of his own, and there's nothing really wrong with that. So I definitely want to speak on that, because I know that has been a continuous question that has came up in hip hop, barbershop talk all the time. Like, that always has that always has come up. Does Jadakiss excuse me, oh shit. Give me a second. Damn. Does Jadakiss have a classic? And I feel like that's gonna be a continuous conversation. I want to ask him that one day, actually. Damn. Excuse me, y'all. Hold on a second. Shit. Damn. Shit. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Hopefully, I'm back. I'm good. Yeah, but I would like to ask Jadakiss that question one day. What does he feel like is his best work? I feel like he might have said it before, but I don't really I can't think of any interview or moment where he's actually said, what his classic or what he feel like his best album or classic is. So I would definitely like to ask him that one day, man, if I ever get the opportunity. So moving on, because this conversation has also stirred up a lot of conversation, a lot of controversy. So the Hawks hosted a Magic City night. I don't know if it's already happened or it's about to happen. And it stirred up a lot of conversation. A lot of people had shit to say. Mainly particular Luke Cornett and Al Horford had something to say. Basically, they wasn't with it. It's discriminatory against, the women and all this other stuff. Now, when I first seen the Magic City thing, I was kind of taken back. I'm like, they're having a Magic City night at a Hawks game. But all they say they were basically just, they're gonna be handing out, t-shirts, and they're not gonna have like no strippers there, nothing like that. Magic City is known. It's like a monument in Atlanta. It's a cultural piece. A lot of people they speak about their wings. A lot of people just go there for the food. Most of the time they're not even going there for the strippers themselves. They just going there to eat and have a good time. But it stirred up a lot of controversy because at the end of the day, it is a strip club. Why would you promoting a strip club at a basketball game? Kids gonna be there. They're gonna be asking their parents. I'm gonna be real. I'm stuck in the middle in terms of this whole shit. Like to avoid it, I wouldn't even have did the shit. But if the NBA approved it, then hey, knock themselves out. I mean, like you said, you're not gonna have strippers at the game. It's not gonna be, girls shaking ass and shit like that. You know, and again, it's a cultural piece in Atlanta. So if the NBA and the Atlanta Hawks agreed to do it, hey, cool. But it definitely stirred up some conversation. It kind of went crazy. It went crazier than I expected, to be real. Killer Mike has some choice words for Luke Cornett and Al Horford. If you come to Atlanta and they say they like the girls and the chicken wings and the city doesn't have a problem with it, shut the fuck up. Al Horford, we never fuck with you anyway. We don't fuck with Luke. So, hey. Also, Magic City has been black-owned business for over 30 years in my community. That community has given entertainers that happen to be dancers a place to entertain. Those women have went on to become business owners, moms, wives, and more. So yeah, Killer Mike wasn't with it, and I seen a lot of people from Atlanta not with it either. Like, hey, don't have no opinion on what the fuck we got going on, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Me personally, I don't really got too much beef with it. I would have just avoided it just for this whole shit right here, to be real, because at the end of the day, it goes back to it being a strip club. But I really don't got no issue with it. I think Luke Cornett dragged it. I think he made it more extreme than what it is. I was reading the statement. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, if it was an eyebrow raiser, okay, cool. I understand that. But he was making it like on some, you know, goddamn, lack of women empowerment type shit. And that's not what it was at all, bro. Like, and Al Horford co-signing that is crazy because nigga, you played for Atlanta for at least 10, 12 years, bro. That was kind of crazy, but Killer Mike wasn't fucking with it. Killer Mike was like, hey, bro, don't have no opinion on what the fuck we got going on in this bitch. Don't have no opinion on it. I'm not mad at it, man. So, hey, the Hawks having the Magic City night. Hey, salute. Do your thing. Like I say, I understand Magic City to be a cultural piece in Atlanta, basically a monument. And like Killer Mike said, it's been in the community for 30 years. So if the NBA and Atlanta Hawks agreed to have this night, salute, man. I'm not mad at it at all. So moving on to some other basketball discussion. Basketball is heating up, man. We getting into the thick of things, man. This shit getting thick, man. This shit is getting thick. Let me go ahead. Let me look at these standings real quick. Had a couple of classic games, between the Spurs and Clippers. Them niggas came back from down 30 in the second half. That was fucking crazy. But we got like 18 games left in the season. Detroit is still holding on to the 1 seed at 45-17. Boston 42-21. New York 41-23. Let's go ahead and go to the West Coast. West, we got Oklahoma City sitting at 15-15. San Antonio Spurs 46-17. Rockets third seed at 39-23. Minnesota 40-24. Denver 39-25. Yeah, that 3 to 6 seed, one loss, your ass can go from 3 to 6 or 6 to 3, or even with a win. So, yeah, it's tight in that West, but it's kind of always like that. It's kind of always like that. Jayson Tatum is back. Jayson Tatum is back. Salute to Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum is back in this motherfucker, man. He's back in this bitch. Happy to see my dog back, but I will say I was not a fan of him coming back. I was not a fan of him coming back. I think Jayson Tatum has a long career ahead of him. He's only 28 years old, and I don't believe him coming back this early off an Achilles was worth it. But he played. Let me go ahead and get his official stat line, so I can see exactly how that went. So they came off a 120 to 100 win against the Mavs. Let me go to the box score. Jayson Tatum played 27 minutes. He was on a little bit of a minutes restriction. He played 27 minutes, 15 points, 6 of 16 from the field, 3 of 8. He had one putback dunk, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, had a plus minus of 20. But he looked good. Of course, he had a couple of shots that he airballed, but that's kind of I predicted that. He gotta get some real game time under his legs. Of course, he's been on practice doing 5 for 5s, but that don't always translate to the real game time. So it's dope to see Jayson Tatum back, but I definitely was against him coming back. I wanted him to take the full year because I'm all about longevity. I'm all about longevity when it comes to players, especially the elite players. Jayson Tatum is the top 5 player in the league when he's playing, and I'm always about preserving long term, especially off Achilles. Of course, we've seen great players come back from Achilles. KD, I always say KD has played his better basketball post in Achilles. I mean, KD hasn't shot under 50% since like 2013, 2014. Fucking insane. But Jayson Tatum, he looked good. And, it definitely ups the Celtics' chances of going back to the finals, getting another ring. Because, man, we all know that duo of Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown is lethal. It's the best in basketball. You just got to be real. It's the best in basketball. And speaking of that duo, it still seems to be this 1-2 of separating Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has been having an MVP year without Jayson Tatum, without a doubt. He answered a lot of questions in terms of what he would do without Jayson Tatum. Jaylen Brown has been having an outstanding year. I definitely see him making all NBA first team. He's averaging 28 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists on 48% shooting. An amazing year from Jaylen Brown. But this Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown separation Olympics gotta stop. It gotta stop. Who's this team and who's that team? And Tatum gotta take a back seat when he come back because this is Jaylen Brown's team. Listen, this is the real. The Boston Celtics team has always been Jayson Tatum's team since he stepped foot on the floor as a rookie. That's just what it is. The play says it. The accolades said that. All the things, the stats say it. Jaylen Brown has been a great complementary piece to Jayson Tatum on the Boston Celtics. But those are the facts. That is Jayson Tatum's team. Has Jaylen Brown been a leader since he's been out? 100%. 100%. He's shown that he can be a number one guy. And everybody want to talk about this final shit. Listen, neither one of them were outstanding in the finals. Jayson averaged 22. Tatum averaged 20. Jayson averaged 22. Jaylen averaged 20. Jaylen took home the finals MVP. But neither one of them was crazy in the finals. So there really wasn't no separation in terms of that. But we all know consistently throughout their career who has been the leader on that team. Jayson Tatum, 4-time All-NBA first team. 6-time All-Star. NBA champ. All-NBA rookie team. Like, he has all the accolades that speaks to him being the best player on that team. His jersey is consistently ranked top 10 in sales. Currently ranked number 8, and he ain't even playing. Jaylen Brown consistently going into the season, he's ranked in between the 16th to 20th player in the league. Jayson Tatum, top 10, sometimes top 5. That's just the reality. That is Jayson Tatum's team. Again, Jaylen Brown is worthy of the MVP conversation. Definitely worthy. I wouldn't even be surprised if he wins. He deserves all his roses. But this separation Olympics between Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown got to stop. These niggas are a great duo together. Jayson Tatum, he is the leader of that team. He doesn't have to take a back seat. And that doesn't mean that Jaylen Brown has to step back and stop doing what he's doing. Because when both of them are balling, they are a championship team. They are a championship team. So we coming up on the back end of this basketball season, man. It's getting thick, man. We damn near in the middle of March. And it's gonna heat up. I still don't know who really gonna take this shit to be real. Even though Jayson Tatum is back, I can't jump out the window and say that the Boston Celtics are just gonna be, a shoo-in. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. We didn't see the Pacers get into the finals last year. They got there. We haven't had a repeat champion since the Warriors in 2017-18. So, but the Thunder, they're looking like they're tough. They're still looking like they might run it up. Shea's still doing this thing. Jalen Williams is not back yet, so they're gonna get him back. The Spurs are looking like the team that can maybe dethrone the Thunder. Maybe. Wemby is a dog. Let me go ahead and say this. I don't think the Spurs are gonna reach the finals, but I think we're gonna see an all-time playoff run from Wemby. I believe that. I believe the Spurs can get to the Western Conference Finals. I wouldn't be surprised if they get knocked down in a second. But in terms of individual play from Wemby, I believe we're going to see an all-time playoff run from Wemby. I mean, what he's doing now currently is just, it's ridiculous, man. This dude here is alien status. I mean, averaging 23, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks. I mean, his last couple games, I mean, my goodness. Let me see what he was doing in his last couple games. Cause he's had a ridiculous stat line. He had 38 and 16 versus Detroit. Just had a 27 and 10 versus the Clippers. 25 and 13 versus the Knicks in a loss. I mean, this dude here is crazy. We all know what he's doing defensively. I mean, the Spurs definitely, Stephon Castle, shout out to Stephon Castle too. I mean, he's been doing his thing. But it's looked like we're going to have a crash course for the Spurs versus Thunder for the Western Conference Finals. I really don't believe in nobody else in the West. I'm going to be real. I don't believe in nobody else in the West. I don't. It's kind of like, it's kind of like up in the air. I don't really know who's going to really step up. Now, the Timberwolves are an interesting team. It's just, I don't know if they got enough. I don't know if they have enough. Anthony Edwards is amazing. I have him as like the top 5, top 7. I got him like 6 or 7 best player in the league. But I just don't. The Timberwolves, I just don't see it. Julius Randle is I don't have no question marks about Ant. But in terms of the rest of the team, I don't know. The Rockets, no. Sengun, and I've sung his praises. He ain't it. And they're inconsistent. KD leading the charge, I just don't know. I don't know, especially 17, 18 years in. Denver Nuggets, Joker, you already know me. Second best center of all time. But that Cam Johnson and MPJ move, nasty. Cam Johnson is a 2-pack. Let me look at this nigga stat line because this shit is ridiculous, man. Cameron Johnson, and he hasn't played that many games. This nigga is averaging 11 points on 44% shooting. Let me see what he's shooting from 3. 40% from 3. Ain't too bad, but he's inconsistent. But Aaron Gordon, he's been out too. So if Aaron Gordon comes back, it could boost the Nuggets up. But I got either the Spurs versus Thunder in the Western Conference Finals or Thunder versus Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. I just don't believe in the Timberwolves. I don't believe they got enough. Jamal Murray, he's been playing out his mind this year. Jamal Murray's averaging 25. He's doing this thing, man. Salute to Jamal Murray. He's averaging 25, shooting 48% from the floor. He's doing this thing. But the Timberwolves, I know everybody loves Ant. And you should. He's a great player. But just in terms of, I don't believe you could be a championship team with Julius Randle as your number 2. That's just me being honest. I don't see it. Anthony Edwards, I know he's going to go out there and do his thing, regardless. Of course, every superstar is going to have at least one bad game. He has his lows, but consistently, Anthony Edwards, he plays great basketball at the playoff level. But with Julius Randle as his number 2, I don't see them getting over the hump. I don't see them reaching the finals, even though they have been in the Western Conference Finals, back-to-back years. No, dog. I'm just not. I'm not seeing it. Julius Randle, he's a cool player, but he's not gonna give you enough to get you over that hump. Like he needs an upgrade as far as his two. You got Jaden McDaniels, he's cool. Nas Reed, Dante DiVincenzo, Rudy Gobert, of course, doing what he do on the block and getting rebounds and shit like that. But the production wise, I just don't see it being enough. I don't. I don't. Again, I got the Spurs, the Thunder. If the Timberwolves end up being there, I wouldn't be surprised. But the finals, nah. Coming out the West is the Thunder or the Spurs. The Nuggets, I don't know. I know Joker gonna do what he do. Aaron Gordon, I had to see how he's looking coming back, but I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. So next up, some NFL news. NFL news. Maxx Crosby. This is crazy. Maxx Crosby got traded from the Raiders to the Ravens. And that shit is crazy, man. That was wild, considering what they gave up. Let me see. Let me get the full details in terms of what happened with this trade. Raiders traded Maxx Crosby to the Baltimore Ravens. In exchange, they'll receive Baltimore's 2026 and 2027 first-round picks. That is way too much for Maxx Crosby, and I love Maxx Crosby. I wanted him in Carolina. So some people might say I'm hating a little bit. I ain't going to say all that. It might be a little bit of hate because I want him in Carolina. But Maxx Crosby is 29 years old. And I'm not saying he's old yeller or nothing like that. But you get what I'm saying? Like he 29 years old. Well, technically he's 20. He'll be 29 by the time the season starts. But giving up 2 firsts for Maxx Crosby is fucking crazy, especially when you got a question mark at wide receiver position. So you're banking on him being super crazy for sure over these next 2 years. Now, in back-to-back years, he's had, 7.5. Well, he missed some games in 2024. He had 10 sacks in 2025. He had 14 in 2023. 2022 had 12.5. 2021, he's had 8 sacks. And then he had 7 sacks in his first year. So he's been consistently, a guy who's going to go out there and get you consistently 12 sacks on the season. We can safely say that. But 2 firsts, especially when Zay Flowers is your number 1, I don't know about that. First-round draft picks are highly valuable. They're highly valuable, man. I don't know about that. Maxx Crosby, he's a dope player. Don't get me wrong. He's a very great player. He's one of the best defensive ends in the game. But to give up 2 firsts, knowing you got question marks at the wide receiver position, I don't know about that one, buddy. I don't know about that one. I'm sorry. Can't give you that one, man. But I'm interested to see how it plays out. I don't know what Baltimore's going to do with free agency as far as the wide receiver market ain't really, nice like that for real. But and then Zay being your number 1, Zay Flowers is not a number 1 wide receiver, man. He's just not. He's not. He is who he is at this point. He's a number 2. And Rashad Bateman, he hasn't been able to show that he could be a number 1 either. But yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at with it. I mean, salute to the Ravens for pulling off this deal. It definitely was a shocker in terms of the compensation. I mean, Micah Parsons went for less. So if you're trading for Maxx Crosby, yeah, you definitely need back-to-back 13 to 15 sack seasons from him if you're giving up 2 first-round picks. That's where I'm at with it. Maxx Crosby is a dope player, but he going to have back-to-back 14 sack seasons. And definitely, because, the Ravens defense has been consistently, top 10, top 5 over the last couple of years, but that's not the reason why they have not gotten to the Super Bowl. It's that offensive side, mainly that wide receiver position. Zay Flowers, he ain't the number 1 guy. He ain't the number 1 guy. Now, everybody, of course, got the memes rolling out. They got the Photoshops ready because Stephon Diggs, he just got released. Hey, the Ravens got to stop flirting with the wide receiver 1 shit. In terms of Lamar Jackson, for them to not really solidify and getting him a number 1 is crazy to me. Crazy to me. So for you to give up back-to-back first-round picks, we gonna see. But I would have locked him up with a wide receiver 1 long time ago. So hey, salute to the Ravens for doing that, but I wouldn't have did that. So yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got for this week's show, man. Again, I want to thank y'all for checking in with me, tapping in with me. It's a new month, man. March is here. March is here. Like I said, time waits for nobody, man. Time waits for nobody. Get your ass out here, pursue them goals, stop procrastinating. Do what you need to do. Don't let a bad day derail all your progress that you've done so far. Bad days happen. The main goal is consistency. Consistency. Get your ass in the gym. Get your lazy, funky ass in the gym. Salute to some of my niggas who got back in the gym, who gotten some motivation from me. Hey, man, get busy. That's all I got to say. Get busy. And ultimately, please be safe. So, like I say every week, man, this is I'm Not Repeating Myself podcast. I'm your host, Mike. And I hope you heard what I said the first time because I'm not repeating myself. I'm out.